True indeed with you, Holy Circle Gaming. Thanks for rocking with your boy like always. Definitely a privilege and an honor to do as such. Yeah, y'all see what we doing. We back at it. Marvel Puzzle Quest, continuing the series. Man, it's about that time. I know y'all been waiting. You know, we'll get into them top 1 stars. Marvel Puzzle Quest, top 1 stars characters. That's what we getting into first and foremost. Y'all ready to come along for the ride? Yeah, man, I'm ready to come along for the ride too. If y'all ready, then I'm ready. You know how we do. Holy Circle Gaming style. Get prepared. Get to it. Number 8 on the list, Yalena. Man, here's what I'm going to tell you. 13. That's how much each of her abilities cost. As a 1-star character, that's some pretty high values for any ability just starting off. Now, if those abilities were super fire and that's what it took to get those off, I would be a slight bit happy about that, but her abilities ain't even that good. To cost 13 apiece, when are you going to ever be able to use her abilities effectively? Not much. You have to pair her with somebody who's going to be able to match her up and even give her any type of effectiveness, in which she's really not going to be able to do that, because with those 2 color schemes, purple and black, there's other abilities that you could use for that. That's the reason why she sits at number 8, plain and simple. She's not that good of a character. If you're a new school player, you shouldn't be working with her anyway. You know how we do. Let's get started. Number 7, Venom. Yo, he's not that good of a character either. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all on this one too. I mean, I know you could get him pretty early in the game if you kind of grind a little, but you can't get his abilities off. So why would you take on a character that you could never get his abilities off? Devour, maybe, if you could actually get the web tiles necessary to get it done, and then Symbiotic Snare, it's alright, but you know, it's a cheap one and you could barely get that off, but it ain't gonna really do nothing for you. You're really basing Venom off of Devour, and if you can't get that ability off, he's not gonna be able to work for you. So to me, he sits at number 7, barely above Yelena Belova at number 8, but he's really not that good of a character either. Just keeping it honest. Let's get to number 6. Number 6, man, that's Hawkeye. Hawkeye, man, he's pretty good. He's a decent character. Is he great? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, he's pretty decent though. You know, take aim, good ability when you could actually drop a critical tile down. Arrow stab is actually not that bad of a baby board shake either. It's just when it comes to working with Hawkeye and running his character, you'll just notice even in 1-star land, there's just a bunch of other characters that does what he does just a little bit better. Yes, is he better than Yelena Belova? Absolutely. Is he better than Venom? Absolutely. But is he going to be better than anybody else in the 1-star field outside of them two? The answer is no. His abilities are just not strong enough to get the job done when it counts the most. But is he decent? Absolutely. Not saying he shouldn't get moved. Number 5, Storm. Definitely a good character, not going to front. Lightning Strike, Mistress of the Elements, Hailstorm, all 3 very good abilities that she works with. The only downfall to actually working with Storm is really simple. Her health is suspect. And because her abilities take a little bit to get cracking, it's really hard to keep her on her feet in 1-star territory. But the flip side of the coin is you can actually get enough covers to champion her out. So she's very good in that regard. It's just her health is always suspect. That's the only reason why she sits at number 5. If not, she could easily be a top 3 character in 1-star land. But she's at number 5 simply because of her health. Nothing more, nothing less. Definitely would recommend having her on your squad, especially if you're first starting out. So I like her at the number 5 spot. Let's get to number 4. Sitting at the number 4 spot, that's Black Widow. You know, I was tossed between her and Storm, but I can't front. Widow Sting is definitely a super fire ability as far as like a stun ability. Aggressive Recon, I can't front, is a pretty good ability too. In 1-star land, definitely good solid abilities to have in support. But the only problem I have with Black Widow, and the reason why I can't put her in a top 3 as far as like the 1-stars is concerned, she has no offensive abilities. Shout out to my man Boom Boom Shot Put Holy Circle Gaming. He's the one who actually pointed that out to me. And that's the reason why. If she was standing on her own, she couldn't do nothing. She has to connect with other characters to make her abilities work. Nothing more, nothing less. I have her at number 4. I almost would have had her at number 5 because I think her and Storm's a toss-up depending on how you think. Let's get to number 3. Man, number 3 on that list, SpiderMan. I'm not even gonna front y'all. I like Spider-Man a lot in 1-star land. I really think that he's a bona fide strong character, a character that you can actually transition with your 2 stars if need be for a period of time. But it really comes down to one thing for me. Web swing, all tied up, both good abilities. It comes down to spectacular strategy. That ability alone is probably the single most strongest ability in 1-star land because the ability to drop off 2 critical tiles upwards to 4 is very, very beneficial when it comes down to it. You can do a lot of good things with that and really run ruckshop with against a bunch of other 1-star characters. Very good character. I like him a lot. Could have been higher. I had him higher last year. He's at number 3. Sitting at the number 2 spot, that's Juggernaut, y'all. You know, I'm not going to front. I didn't really work with Juggernaut when I was making my run through the 1-stars. I had to take the word of everybody else with Juggernaut because what I saw was a character that damaged himself, but what I didn't see was how strong, how well he could kind of stand up to a lot of action. He could actually transition with the 2 stars for a little bit as well. He's actually pretty solid of a character. I'm not going to front. Is he the best of the 1-stars? No. Do I think that Spider-Man can give him a run for his money? Absolutely. But I understand why people would think that he's a top flight 1-star only because of how strong he could be. And if he had to rock solo, you could definitely rock with him solo and get a lot of things done with him even by himself with just the 2 abilities alone. So for that reason, that's the reason why Juggernaut's at number 2. Let's get to number 1. Number 1 on the list, that's Iron Man. The reason why Iron Man has to sit at number 1 is simply put, he's the very first character you get in the game. He's the one that you could develop probably the quickest. His abilities, Repulsor Blast is a strong ability. Armored Assault can keep you out of trouble. The only question mark to him is really this Ultra Freon Beam. The reason why I say that's because when it takes anything upwards of 12, that ability takes 19 if I'm not mistaken. That's a lot of gems to get any ability off. When you do get it off, it's great. But that's the only knock against Iron Man. Because of his overall impact, his ability to kind of run dolo, he doesn't damage himself, and he is strong enough to where you can actually solo with him. That's the reason why he sits at the number 1 spot, no question. So that's why I personally put him in the number 1 spot as a top of the 1-star. Well, there y'all have it, y'all. We got through them. The top 1-stars 2017 edition. I hope you like the list, the way that we compiled it up. Let me give y'all another look. Just let y'all see how that list came about. Do y'all like the list? Do y'all not like the list? Leave it on the comments. Let me know. I did kind of revamp it from the 2016 version, so I gave y'all a little bit different look. Hopefully the list is a little bit more comprehensive for you as well. We're going to get them 2 stars, so get that in mind as well. That's going to be up and coming soon, alright? Y'all know who I am. I'm Mr. True Indeed, of course. Y'all know who I represent. It's the Holy Circle Gaming. Like always, it's God above everything. Till the next time, family, we do it again soon. Salute.